The Pope has been pontificating a lot. Pope Francis wrote an open letter to business leaders calling for them to take action to fight climate change. It's not the first time this Pope has openly opined on various social issues, including economic inequality and political divisiveness. Joining us now is Katelynn Bernhardi, Senior Policy Analyst at the Catholic League for Religious and Civil Rights. Katelynn, welcome to Arise Xchange.
Thank you.
Honored to have you on the program. How unusual, because a lot has been made of this recently, how unusual is it for us to see in modern times a Pope so activist?
You know what? Popes in the past have also been considered activists. I wouldn't say that it's surprising at all to see Pope Francis following in their footsteps. Pope John Paul II was also regarded as an activist pope because he was opposed to communism and he assisted in bringing down the Soviet Union.
Yeah, and he was a big supporter of solidarity, I believe, in Poland, which helped lead to many of the steps to lead to that. So why has this Pope gained so much attention?
I think the issue that the Catholic League has with this is that the media was not fair to Pope John Paul II in regards to what he did. They were very critical of him, and now they're praising Pope Francis for being an activist.
The Pope for Catholics is obviously a spiritual leader, but he's a head of state.
Correct.
And people sometimes forget that. The Vatican is a country.
Right.
When he speaks, is he speaking as a statesman or is he speaking as a spiritual leader, or are they one and the same for Catholics?
Well, I would say that the Holy See is regarded as a nation state, and it receives ambassadors from all around the world. And because Pope Francis is the head of this nation state, he's obligated to speak about all types of global issues, including social issues as well as economic issues.
He just wrote a very large paper on climate change. Why do you think that this Vatican has taken up that issue?
Well, I think it's important because it affects everybody, not just Catholics, and the Catholic Church wishes the best for all of humankind, not just Catholics.
How are Catholics, who tend to sometimes be more conservative, how do Catholics react to this when issues like climate change and economic inequality tend to be on the left side of the political equation?
I would say that overall Catholics respect the Pope regardless of what side they're on. A lot of times with religion, it's more of a local thing. So it's similar to politics in the sense that a lot of times Catholics associate themselves more so with their local parish than Rome. So if they disagree with the Pope on something, that's okay.
Does the Pope really get to move the ball on these issues? Do you think when people hear him talk about this, it obviously spurs conversations, but is it having any effect?
Well, I think it's important for him to speak about it because it is an important issue, and I think it's important for him to be involved in the culture and what's going on because he's the most powerful religious figure in the world. So when he speaks, people are going to listen. On
the science issue, though, the Pope has been somewhat mocked. Maybe that's too strong of a word because the Church hasn't been particularly great on science issues through the centuries, right? The sun revolved around the earth for the longest time. And when he wrote this paper, did he consult, as far as you know, scientists? I mean, is this about the Church being more modern?
From what I know, the Pope, he's never taught science. He has the equivalent of an associate's degree in chemistry. He has a background in teaching philosophy. I think that he does want everyone to be respectful of the Church and listen to what they have to say.
And so is this part of the appeal to be more modern, meaning to address modern issues?
I would say so.
And is this resonating with Catholics because you work in a Catholic League?
Yes, we've definitely been paying attention to what he's saying, and the president of the Catholic League did read the encyclical. And
do you think he's going to continue to talk out? Are there more issues that we're going to be hearing from him soon?
Well, one issue that he did discuss in the encyclical that a majority of the media ignored was abortion and gender ideology. And the Catholic League believes that the reason that the media did not discuss these two topics was because it doesn't coincide with their agenda.
With the media philosophy, so you think that there's some bias there?
Yes.
Okay. Katelynn Bernhardi, Senior Policy Analyst at the Catholic League for Religious and Civil Rights. Terrific job. Thank you.
Thank you.